A good starting point in order to think about the good life is a simple theory that has its roots in ancient Greece and dominated European thinking from the 17th till the 19th century. It is called hedonism and claims that there is one and only one thing that makes a human life good, and that is pleasure. According to hedonism, the best life is the most pleasurable or joyful life. Regarding the question of the good city, a hedonist would argue that an ideal city is one which contains a high degree of pleasure. Seen from a personal point of view, a city is best if it is the most pleasurable for me to live in. This seems to border on the trivial. On second thoughts, however, this cannot be the whole story about goodness. The classical hedonists conceived pleasure in purely quantitative terms. A pleasure lasts for a while and has a certain intensity. In theory, one could calculate the goodness of someone's life if one knew the intensity and duration of their pleasurable experiences over the course of their life. Now, imagine a city named Drugtown. Drugtown's tap water contains a substance that makes Drugtown's inhabitants, the famous drugheads, wonderfully happy and healthy, but also unambitious and inactive. Drugtown is very poor because the drugheads limit their activity to what is inescapable for survival. However, in global happiness rankings, Drugtown comes out best. Of course, for visitors, it's a pretty unexciting place to say the least. My hunch is that most of us would doubt that Drugtown is an ideal city. Part of the reason for this might be that we dislike drugs, or that we prefer to visit beautiful or dynamic cities. But these considerations are irrelevant for our criterion of goodness. If a good city is a place where people can lead a good life, and if the hedonists are right that a good life is a life full of pleasurable experiences, then Drugtown must count as a good city. If we stick to our criterion, the reason why we do not consider Drugtown as a good city must be that we have reservations about the simple-mindedness of hedonism. Of course, there's no good life without pleasure, but other things contribute to the goodness of life as well. Before I say more about these things, in the next clip, one brief aside. You may find it useful to employ a broader conception of what drugs are when you ponder on the role of drugs in your ideal city. Think of gambling, think of alcohol, think of mass events like football, think of everything that has an addictive potential and is linked to intense feelings and emotions. Is your ideal city completely free of drugs? Which forms of drug consumption would you allow or even promote? The philosopher and economist Karl Marx once remarked, "Religion is the opium of the people." The rough idea is that religion renders it possible to bear a hard life, but at the same time foils efforts to improve living conditions. Religion is like opium. It gives us sweet dreams and makes us unable to make the world a better place, like they say. According to Marxists, religion is like a kind of hard drug. Every city in which religions play a prominent role would be a kind of drug town. What do you think? Is there room for religion or spirituality in your ideal city?